In January 2024, I ate only meat for World Carnivore Month, but I live in Vietnam, so I figured this would be a good time to share some of the things you'd normally find here, and some of the not so normal things. I didn't eat anything with noodles or veggies, so some dishes don't look completely traditional, and I didn't eat 100% carnivore since some of these meals have plant-based seasonings or ingredients. Please check the description for food tour info and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. This is ngan chai tai, which is similar to a duck or a goose, grilled with garlic. It's crispy and slightly burned with a heavy garlic flavor. Yummy. This is a stewed chicken cooked with a medley of medicinal fruits and vegetables. If you ask a Vietnamese about this dish, they'll probably tout its health benefits for blood, brain, liver, kidney, lung, and heart, not to mention good for pregnant women. I don't know how beneficial it is for health, but it tastes great. The meat is tender and juicy, and the soup is smoky and savory, everything you'd want in a chicken dish. Now basically this always comes wrapped up in a big banana leaf, kind of like elven limbus bread. And then the pieces of fermented pork inside, you wrap them in a leaf. It tastes a bit dusty. I don't know how to say it, but it's chewy. It kind of tastes like fatty. I don't know. It's not too bad.
Bánh mì cháo, egg, sausage, sasiu or char siu, zaw, also similar to sausage, and pate hai pham.
Oysters. I got the cheese option, but this is not nacho cheese like it looks. This is a high sugar content cheese. Personally, I'm not a fan. I don't like highly sweet cheeses. The oysters, however, were good, so I ate around the cheese, and next time I'll be trying one of their other options. First, I'm going to take a big scoop of this pate, cook it down till it's nice and crispy. Eggs. Scramble them all up, let that pate get in there. A big spoonful of butter, and a big spoonful of cream cheese. It's not pretty, but I bet it's delicious. Let's see here. This is lap sun from Cao Bang, one of my favorite sausages in the world, and I get it every time I go to the northern province. I love it so much for the giant chunks of fat, and I promise one day I'll do a full video on how it's made. One of my all-time favorite Vietnamese dishes is sot vang. It's a stewed beef dish which normally uses tougher cuts of meat cooked for a long time to make them more tender. Originally inspired by French cuisine and made with red wine, this bowl is flavored and colored with the seed from the guk fruit. Do you know what kind of snail this is? Well, what's it look like? A finger! It's a finger snail! Op Mom Thai, even though it looks kind of like an alien, is my favorite snail. And when cooked in butter and garlic, oh yeah, it's pretty darn good. I finally get to show you some of my wife's Vietnamese cooking. Sweet and sour pork ribs. She used honey for the sweet and vinegar and lime for the sour, and garlic for, well, garlic. Thịt xiên. Pork on a stick grilled over open coals and can be found on almost any street in Vietnam. Mostly around the time school lets out because, let's face it, this is kid food. Zaw comes wrapped in a leaf in many different sizes. It's a compressed meat, which I assume is made from all the leftover pieces of pork, like a hot dog. You can eat it right out of the leaf, so once you get it home, just cut it up. Fish patties. Next is the snail meatballs, and finally, fried fish. It's a classic. You can't go wrong with fried fish. This is fermented pork tail and ears. I truly didn't want to eat this and was only going to take one bite for the camera.
That's not bad.
Today I'm eating a variation of bún zap mum with just slow-cooked ribs and pork thigh, fried in turmeric, and the meat is falling off the bone. Just like that. This is lap suong, Apparently, it's the new trend to grill it on hot stones, and if you ask me, I think it's a great idea. And the lady insisted I eat it with chili powder. And once again, it was a great idea. Besides being incredibly hot, it's delicious. This bowl is boiled snails. Oh, look. Not really my favorite, but I will eat them while waiting for my main dish. Clams cooked in tamarind and coconut. This is so good. Next time, I'm getting 2 bowls. Not much goes to waste in Vietnam, which probably means you're gonna have to eat some chicken feet. Chicken feet aren't much more than just skin and tendons, ligaments, and cartilage. There is something oddly satisfying about chewing the cartilage. Now, I'm not a huge fan of chicken feet, but when they're grilled like this, they are pretty good. Nem tươi Hải Phòng. Now, the flavor isn't bad. It's got lime and garlic, and it's a bit spicy. But the texture is unsettling. Tiny little baby frogs. Or maybe they're toads. Fried up good. It's called nhai chien, and you eat the whole thing in a single bite. It's kind of like eating French fries. Carnivore French fries. A dish I love in Hanoi is called cha cá. It's big chunks of a species of catfish marinated in turmeric. I always take it with grilled fish intestines too. The fish is tender and flaky with no fishy flavor at all, which is why I can eat it. Chicken hearts aren't particularly Vietnamese, but we did fry them with fish sauce. Does that count? Anywhere you are in the world, chicken hearts are good. This is a dried and peppered beef jerky. Nope, not beef, buffalo jerky from Sun La in Vietnam. It's very tough, just like buffalo meat, and it comes with a pepper or salt, something to dip it in. I don't know what this is. Maybe you can help me out with that, but it's very good. Do you know what giò tai is? Well, do you remember giò? Well, this is giò, but it's made with tai. Tai is ear. This is a pig ear. You put those two together and you get giò tai. It's really chewy, very crunchy, and a little bit sour. The Grills of Chicken Street, famous in Hanoi for, you guessed it, chicken. And their homemade garlic chili sauce is excellent too. You know it's good because it comes in a recycled bottle. It is so hard not to overeat here. Pork belly. In Vietnamese, it's called ba chi because it has a layer of meat, a layer of fat, and a layer of meat and fat mixed together. This dish is called ba chi chai canh, and they fry it until the edges are just crispy, making it super, super yummy. What's your favorite hot pot to eat on a cold day? This is bae, which is calf or baby cow and very tender. Nhum me. I'm not really sure what that means. Maybe it's fermented rice because the soup is kind of sour. Just flash boil the meat and then dip it in tung, a pungent yet sweet sauce, and it should be good to go. Do you like to eat duck? Today I had mine with a view. Under the Chuang Dung Bridge on the Red River, I had one of my favorite dishes in all of Vietnam, grilled duck. It's juicy, dark meat, usually cooked rotisserie style over coals. Surprisingly, in Vietnam, people eat a lot of yogurt. So chua translates to sour milk, which doesn't sound very good, but it's actually not so bad. 1 cup is never enough, so I always eat 4. Nem chua, or sour nem, I don't know what nem translates to, usually comes wrapped in a leaf. Once you unwrap it, you can eat it with a chili sauce. And the grand finale is duck hot pot with an entire loaf of pâté. It has many secret ingredients, one of which is a coconut poured in at the table. As the hot pot heats up, the pâté breaks down and flavors the broth. This hot pot is so good, I could eat it every day, even in the summer. and I hope you get a chance to try it too.